All right, ready to set up our custom domain tracking link inside of Build Redirects. Super excited to get this done. You should have gone through the last module. By now, you've either purchased another domain name that you want to use for your tracking links, or you've decided, hey, I'm just going to use the existing one that I bought for my email account, and I'm going to use that for my tracking link. Either way, that's awesome. Let's go to the screen. I'm going to show you how to set it up. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to go over here to your domain manager. Okay, so this is where you've purchased your domain. So you should have, if you bought a new domain, you've got a secondary domain here. If you did not buy a new domain, then you've just got the one that's sitting there for your email account. No problem, either one works. Here's what we're going to do. All we've got to do is click this little button right up here, this little kind of gear, and we go down here where it says Manage DNS. And I'm going to make sure that this gets a little bigger, a little bigger, a little bigger, so you can see it very clearly. All right, so with DNS management, what we're doing is kind of just going to set this up so that it'll work right on Build Redirect. So it's super simple. All we've got to do is go right over here where it says Add. Now, there's two ways that we can set this up, okay? There's two ways, so I want you to watch very closely, all right? We can set this up as a subdomain, meaning it will look similar to this. All right, do you see how my domain name is gobrlink.com, but I have a little subdomain in front of it that says support, okay? So in this case, I can set up a domain called like click.billsmarketinghelp.com, right? So I can set it up as a subdomain. Or I can set it up as www.billsmarketinghelp.com, right? So there's two different ways that we can do it. What's great about using these subdomain pieces like this is you can set up as many as you want. So let me just show you how to do that first. So inside of the domain manager, we just click Add. And again, this can be done if you just follow along, you can't mess this up. It's super simple, right? And you can do this in any domain provider. You're just simply managing the DNS. You click Add, and you go right here where it says CNAME, and we click on CNAME, all right? So super simple. We're not getting over anybody's head right now. Then what we do is we type in the host. That's going to be whatever you want that word to be, that subdomain. So like click dot, go dot, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to say click, okay? So I'm going to type click. Then we put in where it points to, all right? It will always point to admin.buildredirects.com. You will always put that into this box if you are using Build Redirects, which I'm assuming that you are at this point, okay, if you're using our link tracking, okay? So admin.buildredirects.com. So when we save this, all right, what we'll see, we'll save it. You'll notice that there is a new CNAME set up right here, okay, and it's called Click, all right, and it's pointed to admin.buildredirects.com. Super simple. Now what we do is we go over here to Build Redirects, and we say, hey, we want to add a new domain. We click it, and Build Redirect says, well, what domain are we adding? And we say, well, we want to add click.billsmarketinghelp.com. And I'm pretty sure that was my domain. Remember, I bought this domain, yeah, billsmarketinghelp.com. I bought this domain for this. All right, and then we hit Create. And now what you'll see is, boom, Bill's marketing account, or click.billsmarketinghelp.com is set up. Do you see right here where it says status, confirmed, and active? We're done, right? Now we can create any links that we want. Now, all of our links that we create, okay, and I'm going to try to bring up a notepad here. All of our links that we create with this link, okay, will look like this. And I'm going to make this really big because I want you to notice the difference, okay? All of our links will look like this, okay? It'll all look like click.billsmarketinghelp.com/something here. All right, so let me make this a little bigger so that doesn't look weird. There we go. Okay, all of your links will look like this, okay? Basically, Build Redirects will let you choose what goes here, and you can make as many links as you want. So inside of Build Redirects, you'll be able to create a ton of these, but what will show up on Facebook and what will show up in your email and stuff like that, people will be able to see that part right there, click.billsmarketinghelp.com. Now, should you want to be able to use the www version of this, okay, so www.billsmarketinghelp.com, that's doable as well. Watch. All we've got to do is go back over here to our domain manager, all right, and you've already got a www that's set up, okay? So you've already got one set up. You can see it right there, all right? All we've got to do to make this work with Build Redirects is simply click the little edit button right here, all right? And we just tell it, instead of pointing it to this little @ symbol, we say, hey, point this to admin.buildredirects.com, all right? And when we do, we hit save. Now all of a sudden you'll notice that www, okay, is pointed to our Build Redirect system. So all we got to do is go back into Build Redirects, and we've got this one domain set up. I'll show you now. So we've got this domain set up. We can set up another one. So we can set up a new domain. We can type in www.billsmarketinghelp.com. We can create it, and boom, we've got it confirmed. Now we can use that as our website address. So now when we're making links, it will look like this. Okay, billsmarketinghelp.com/something here. Okay, so you have options. You can transform your custom tracking link into whatever you want. So it can be click dot, go dot, the dot, whatever you want it to be, or it can just be the www. One thing you've got to remember is when you're using Build Redirects, you always have to have something in front of the domain. So for instance, this would not work. Okay, so that won't work. You've always got to have something in front of it, whether it's www or click dot or whatever the case may be. That's always got to be there in order for this to work. So now what we've got is we've got our custom domains set up. Now, again, you can set up as many custom domains as you want. So if you want a lot of different domains in general, like billsmarketinghelp.com, billsemailmarketing.com, billsfacebookmarketing.com, you can do that, okay? Or you can set up these different CNAMEs like we talked about, where you can have click.billsmarketinghelp.com, www.bills, all of those. So these are custom domains that we will use to create tracking links in the future. Remember, you'll notice up here, do you see where it says that the number of links that are being used with this domain are 10, right? So we have 10 different links being used. Here's the thing. You can create hundreds of links, okay, with just one domain. So don't go trying to create a bunch of different domains just because you think, wow, I'm going to use a lot of different links, okay? You don't have to do that. You can just use one domain, and you can create a ton of links with that one domain. But lots of times people like to customize things. They want to have something different for Facebook, something different for Instagram, something different for email, stuff like that. So you could even do something like email.billsmarketinghelp.com, facebook.billsmarketinghelp.com, and then when you're making a link that goes on Facebook, you just use that domain, right? So again, super, super simple. It's all right here inside of the domain manager. Again, it's very, very easy. You can rewind this video and replay it should you have any trouble. But what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and set up your custom tracking domain inside of Build Redirects, because as we move forward, what we're going to do is we're going to start making the links in here that go and connect the whole ecosystem and start bringing people into your funnel. So we want to make sure that you have this done. So go ahead, create your tracking domain. Again, if you chose not to customize your domain, at the very least, what I would do is just use the domain that you're using for your email, right? Like we do that, it's no problem. So just use the whatever domain name, because you have to have a custom domain name for your email, right? Like that's just a given. You can't use a free Gmail account. So that means you've got a domain somewhere, right? So just use that. If you don't want to buy a new one, that's perfectly fine. It's not a big deal. Just use that one. Set the DNS up just as I've shown you here. It's super simple, and it should instantly confirm your links. Now, sometimes it might take 10, 15 minutes, depending on where you've bought your domains from. PurchaseYour.com, it's always just super fast, so it instantly confirms it. If you bought your domain somewhere else and it doesn't show the status as confirmed, Give it about 5 or 10 minutes. And then, of course, if that doesn't work, email the Build Redirect support staff. They'll help you out. But this should be very, very easy for you to do. This sets up your kind of footprint, what people are going to see when they go online and they click on your link. So it's going to be really awesome. We're going to use these to create every link that we use to track all of your traffic. And this is your traffic hub, and you're going to absolutely love it. So get this step done, then move on to the next module. Look, I'm excited. I'm excited because we're making steps. Like this is the setup of the business. We're no longer at that starting point. We're at that doing point now, right? And what we want to do is become this doing. We want to do it to the level where we're making good money, and we want to start scaling, right? Starting, doing, scaling. You're already on your way up. I'm super excited for you. Make sure that you do this. Rewind the video, watch it again if you have any trouble. And then when you've got your custom link made, right? Your custom link is done and inside of Build Redirects, go ahead and leave us a comment down below in the Facebook comments and just say, everybody, I'm ready. I've done all my steps. I'm moving on. I'm going to be successful. We want to inspire people. We want to show people that you can do it, right? And again, super, super simple when you're following just these step-by-step instructions on the screen. It's not hard. It's not difficult. These are the things that people usually fail to teach you. These are the things people usually leave out because they don't want to take the time to film this. This takes, believe it or not, to come in here and film this like this takes hours to do like a 5-minute video. But I want to make sure that it's high quality, that you can see every single step and that you can follow along every single step, because this is what's going to make you successful. This Build Redirects platform, this is my hub. This is literally our traffic hub where all of our business runs through, right? And you need to have the same things we have, because in order to be successful, you got to walk down the same path other successful people have walked down, right? You don't want to take the path that everybody goes down. You want to take the path that successful people go down. And so all we know how to do, and all I know how to do, is teach you what I have done. And that's the only way I know how to do it. So hopefully you are following along, you are excited, you are inspired, and we're about to start we're already setting things up, but we're about to start connecting things so we can start throwing some traffic into your funnel and getting that whole ecosystem spinning around and start chunking out money, results, email list, the whole 9 yards. It's all right around the corner. I'm excited for you. I hope you're excited for you, and I'll see you in the next module.